right. And you finish up Moon in Virgo. Moon in Virgo in the 12th house. Your career is an aid to your escape tendencies, or it should be. If it's not, then you get agitated. You get agitated and irritated mentally and emotionally. So, like freelance photography, a career in film helps. Anything. So you want to get away from this. 10th house is Cancer, emotions, right? So you have this emotional public life. So this moon, you want to get away from that. So now, and so moon is now sitting in a reserved place. So this moon does best. Reserved means slow. I had to write slow to reveal emotions or opinions. That's where this moon does best. Needs to get away from that emotional life. I need to be here in no man's land, out in the boonies. That's where they do the best. Okay. You climb to the top of your career by releasing fears, pain, sorrow, sadness, grief, etc. Remembering that your climb will help you overcome your fears, sadness, pain, all these kind of things. Basically, on your way to the top, you confront these things. On your way to the top, you confront your fears, your sadness, your sorrows, the pain that you have. This is the way to overcome it, by climbing to the top. Because on your way to the top, you're going to be facing those things. Uh, um, and some fears you might have. You just look at the shadow side of Virgo. Not feeling like you're not good enough. It's a fear you have. Pain comes from that. Like you was growing up. This is just an example. Perhaps when you was growing up, you just like maybe the clothes that you wear, that you wore, people talked about your clothes or something like that. I'm just giving you an example. So growing up, you feel like you're not good enough. So now here there's pain surrounding this feeling of not, feeling like you're not good enough. That's a shadow side of Virgo. That's why they have this perfectionist tendencies. In the back of their mind, it's like, it's not good enough, so I gotta go and make it a little bit better. Oh, it's not good enough. I gotta go back in here and fix it again. Fault finding. You always find that's another, thing that you have fear of. I might have a fault, right? And there's pain in that. Everybody got faults. That's what you need to come to realize. Shyness. That's another shadow side of Virgo. Shyness comes from, I'm seeing here, it comes from there's pain in why you're shy. Perhaps you want it earlier on in your life or something like that. You wanted to be more outgoing. Maybe over time that part of you turned into the shy personality that you have now. Because Moon is in Virgo. It's in the 12th house of um, of fears, of pain. So there's some fear and pain surrounding this shy nature of you. There's a reason you become so shy, and that's the fear that you have. You might fear being an extroverted person, But I'm seeing here Virgo being in the 12th house. Shyness is fear. You know, there's pain wrapped up into that. There's pain wrapped up in there. All right. Examples of good examples of career placement with this. All right. And then the last one is your reputation is why you harm yourself or you know defeat yourself, sabotage yourself. You have perhaps this reputation. Remember, Cancer's in the 10th house. And look at the shadow sides of Cancer. You can be too defensive. People might feel you're too defensive. Perhaps you're too defensive. Again, when you was growing up, you had to be this, you know, defensive person because people always used to pick with you somehow. So you had to be overly defensive. So now you have this thing, and then perhaps you're too sensitive. People say you're too sensitive. This is your reputation. You have these nostalgic tendencies, like you can't let go of the past. PTSD can come from here. So all of these things, all of these tendencies that you have, this reputation that you have of being these things, what you want to get away from. People look at you this way, so you'll go and harm yourself. You'll go and, you know, and you're not even aware of it most of the time. That's the 12th house is